drive to left field. Way up in the air. To the hot pen it goes. Out of here.
I could get rolling on that, but I'm going to leave that one alone.
He struck him out swinging. Wow. High fastball. Gage Wood strikes out the side in order.
This is Hog Reaction. ESPN Arkansas. HitThatLine.com and the Hit That Line Now app is live at the 2025 Fayetteville Regional this weekend.
At that time of year.
Exclusive coverage is presented by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, helping you make sure you get the right coverage at the right price. Arvest Bank. Since 1961, Arvest Bank has been committed to its local communities. Arvest is ready to help. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Get game day ready at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Regional tees, jerseys, and bases loaded hats. 989 Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Go crazy at Baum Walker. Go nuts.
It's an electric environment, and it's so fun to play in. If I was a player, I would love to be a part of it.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. Don't forget about Hog Reaction after every Arkansas postseason baseball game.
And you get to play in that electric environment next weekend. Don't know the days just yet, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Don't even know the opponent. Will it be the Wake Forest Demon Deacons? Will it be the Tennessee Volunteers? You'll have to wait and see till about 5 o'clock tomorrow night as they continue on in the Knoxville Regional, because you're done. Fayetteville Regional's over. Arkansas has advanced to the Super Regionals at home for the first time since 2021. Thanks to some hot bats like Ryder Helfrich, Maxwell, Arkansas finds itself moving on in postseason play. And it was not a given. Ask Texas. Ask Vanderbilt. There are some teams right now in the Southeastern Conference that had tremendous seasons. The number 1 overall seed, Vanderbilt. The regular season, SEC winner in the Texas Longhorns. Both are done. Both played at home in Austin, Texas, and Nashville, Tennessee, and their seasons are over. So it was not a given, as much as we like to think it is sometimes, that Arkansas was going to advance. Either way, 8-3 the final. Outstanding pitching performances between Gabe Gackle and Gage Wood. And now we wait and we see, Christian.
Not a lot of high stress, just watching it as a fan, as a media member, whatever. Just not a lot of moments that made you go, oh no, we might lose this. It got a little scary when they hit that 3-run home run, just because you didn't know if that was going to be some like a spark for them, but it turned out it was just kind of a fluke. Because Gage Wood had it going tonight. The guy just put a good swing on that pitch, but they didn't score a run after that. It was just the pitching set the tone. The offense wasn't. It didn't feel like the offense had to score every inning, but they did enough. They that's kind of what you want. You don't want to have to feel like you got to match the other team every inning. That kind of takes a little bit of stress off of everybody, and they played kind of stress free. And man, they really hit the ball. They had great at bats. I'm telling you, if they keep, it's hard. It's baseball. It's hard to keep it up, but if they keep up that recipe, pitching well and having good at bats, it's going to be tough for anybody to beat them.
And I'll go back to what we talked about on Arkansas Game Day. We're going to hear from Dave Van Hoor. We want to hear from you on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. So when you have this team go deep with the starter, like you saw Zach Root last night, and you saw Gage Wood tonight, 6 innings from both of those guys, this team is virtually impossible to beat. Yeah. Because that has not been as strong of a part of the team as it has in years past. But the fielding is pretty much the same. They're excellent fielding wise. Pitching depth is there. I think we saw it in this regional. Didn't even have to pitch a lot of guys. Like McIntyre didn't see the field this regional. And I think a lot of you, I think myself and Christian, are expecting him to have an impact this postseason. So to go off of the Root and Wood 6 innings, and then you throw in all the hits and the home runs where they were double-digit home runs. I think 7 what was it, 7 of the 9 guys are almost, maybe it's 6 and 9. Justin Thomas is almost at double-digit home runs. I mean, you just go up and down the lineup. It is so annoying if you're an opposing pitcher, an opposing pitching coach, an opposing staff member to have to deal with this baseball team.
Overpowering comes to mind this weekend. The offense was overpowering, and the pitching was not only the fastball, but they were locating their pitches well. And you could tell Creighton, North Dakota State a little bit as well. They just had trouble with the velocity of our pitching. Probably not gonna be as much of the case now going forward, just because of the quality of teams you're going to play. If it's Wake Forest or Tennessee, they can hit a fastball. The key to the key to beating good teams like that is obviously locating really well and mixing up your pitches well, playing good defense, and that's what, for the most part, they did all weekend. It doesn't matter who you play; it's how you play, and as long as they, play like they did this weekend. And I know I just said it, but I mean, I just like where this team is heading. There's a lot of momentum, and it can change quick in baseball. But you're in the super regionals, just waiting to see who you're playing. But I like the Hogs right now.
Danny Mount Ida, great at-bats, and some of the best pitching I've seen in talking about strikeouts. He is shocked. 20 strikeouts. Text from Dwayne and Harrison.
Yeah.
How about them Hogs? Got a couple other messages here on YouTube from Dad79, Woo Pig Suey. Again, 877-377-6963. Bronco Randy texting in tonight here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Texas loses 7-4. Arkansas wins 8-3. Can't wait to celebrate. He was on the he didn't even want us to he was waiting for us to get on air, and he just went ahead and texted in before the game even concluded. Hog Wild and Van Buren, prediction. Whoever comes out of the Arkansas and Tennessee Super Regional will advance to Omaha and win it all. Could be Arkansas, could be Tennessee, could be Wake Forest. We don't know Arkansas's opponent just yet. Quick break. It's Hog Reaction presented by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, and Arvest Bank. We hear from Dave Van Horn next.
Here's my stuff. Try to hit it, I got the best defense behind me. So
5 strikeouts out of 6 batters for the Batesville right-hander.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage is presented by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Our Best Bank, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
That's what sets us apart. Crabtree RV Center, founded in 1950 by E.J. and Aline Crabtree, family-owned and operated, serving Arkansas for 74 years.
I've been working full-time here at Crabtree RV since 1996 after graduating from the University of Arkansas, where I'm proud to carry on my grandparents' legacy.
I know if Mom and Dad could see Crabtree RVs today, they would be so proud.
Crabtree RV Center in Alma, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Kofer's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Kofer's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Axis wake surf boats, Caymas bass boats, and Kofer's has recently added the luxury line of Harris pontoons. Kofer's experienced professionals will answer all of your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service is second to none. Plus, they have the best boat storage option in town. Find them online at Kofers.com. That's Kophers.com. Kofer's Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971. The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Superior Siding and Windows have been improving homes in Fort Smith and the River Valley for over 44 years. Whether your need is siding, vinyl windows, doors, or gutters, Superior Siding is the one to call if you want it done right the first time. Call 479-646-7888 for a free estimate. 100% financing is available, and Superior Siding has AAA rating with Better Business Bureau. Superior Siding, your first call, 479-646-7888.
The Solid Rock has been locally owned for over 46 years. When was the last time you were there? So much more than a bookstore. They have Christian t-shirts, church supplies, Bible studies, devotionals, home decor, gifts, and of course, a large selection of Bibles. And Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Now, you can get custom laser engraving on select gift items and some Bibles. Located next to Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock is your source for faith-based books, music, clothing, and more. The Solid Rock, 452-4844.
TGI Fridays on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith now has meal deals starting at $9.99, which includes an entree, side, and fountain drink. Try their delicious 6-ounce sirloin served with seasoned fries for $15.99. The Bacon Ranch Chicken Sandwich with seasoned fries, $11.99. Chicken Caesar Salad for $10.99 and more. Their meal deals also include tasty chicken fettuccine Alfredo served with garlic breadsticks for $12.99 and a cheeseburger with seasoned fries for only $9.99. TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue, Fort Smith.
At Arvest Bank, we believe in supporting growing communities. That's why we're committed to putting home ownership within reach. Whether it's your first home, a fixer-upper, or your forever home, we have a variety of loan options to help make your dream home a reality. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank, we believe. Equal housing lender.
It's almost summertime. That means barbecues, graduations, weddings, and gathering with friends. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Twisted ankle, sore shoulder? Ozark Orthopedics has you covered whenever and wherever you need orthopedic care. Stop by Orthopedic Urgent Cares in Bentonville and Fayetteville. Open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday with no appointment needed. Or download the Hertz app, a free tool that immediately connects you with an orthopedic injury expert 24/7, 365. Don't let pain slow you down. Visit ozark-ortho.com for more info and get back to the activities you love.
For 38 years, Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts has been trusted as your one-stop for all your vehicle's needs. Keep draining your battery? Get a great deal on a Superstart battery and any of the products you need for the do-it-yourself upkeep of your car or truck. When you need work done, Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts does everything from oil changes, brakes, alignments, diagnostic work, air conditioning, and more. That's Mansfield Automotive Parts City Auto Parts in downtown Mansfield, open from 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday until 1 o'clock on Saturdays.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage is presented by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Our Best Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
0-1 to Federico. Grounded right at first base. Played up on the grass by Robinette. Does a pirouette. Throws a strike to second. Aloy's return and Gackle's there. Rack him up. Perfect 3-6-1 double play.
This is Hog Reaction.
Swing and a high fly ball to left field, carrying. Sailors is back, reaching for the wall, and it's out of here! Logan Maxwell makes it 2-0 in the first inning. And the homer and Hogs hit another one. 7 home runs, not even the first inning of the third game of this regional is complete.
And that's where it all got started for the Razorbacks in inning number 1. As Logan Maxwell goes yard. In fact, all of Arkansas's run, I think tonight, were from home runs. They scored in the first, second, third,
all but one.
Fifth, all but one, and then 6 as well. Again, the Razorbacks win 8-3 tonight against the Creighton Blue Jays. And I know that everyone's really excited. You should be. And our Lewis Automotive hotline is open, 877-377-6963. Again, 877-377-6963. Let's go to Brent, who's in Searcy. Brent, did you make it to the game tonight, or did you watch it on television at the house?
I watched some of it. I watched the beginning at the stadium, and then I had it home when I saw Philly had it under control. What a dominant weekend by the Razorbacks. Pitching was outstanding. Just a great effort from our team this weekend.
Yeah, pitching wise, 20 strikeouts from Wood and Gackle, 13 for Wood, 7 for Gackle, who only pitched 3 innings. Both those guys were tremendous. And Gackle is really, like last year, freshman, kind of that closing role, came on late last season, expected to be a starter this year, and then has just found himself being one of the best bullpen pitchers on this team, if not the best, coming out of there. So I think he's very comfortable in his role, Brent, and he helps in Arkansas to the Super Regionals along with the rest of the guys tonight.
I couldn't agree more. Let's keep him in the 10. He just looks like he doesn't have the weight of the world on his shoulders. It just looks like a totally different pitcher with body language and everything you see. So, and I agree with Christian. If we pitch like we pitched this weekend, we're going to be a hard team to beat.
Can't disagree there. It doesn't matter if Wake Forest or Tennessee comes in here next week. I think a lot of you have confidence. There's a resurgence of confidence. Maybe you never left. Maybe even after the Ole Miss, even after some other stuff down the stretch, the Texas and Tennessee wins help reinforce that. But maybe it was one of those situations where you felt like, man, I'm still really confident in this team. The money I placed on them in the preseason or midseason to win the national championship is still there. There's ebbs and flows, ups and downs during the course of collegiate baseball games, and with the SEC being as strong as it is, though, I'm going back and forth on this. So we've talked about the dominance of the Southeastern Conference, and yet two of the best teams in the league, the number 1 overall seed in Vanderbilt, well, Tim Corbin had a funny rant today, and then Texas, who Jim Schlossnagle, if you hadn't heard, actually said gig 'em during his interview with ESPN, SEC Network, whoever it was, which was kind of funny. Both those teams have been eliminated in their own regional at home, which Arkansas fans all know all too well the last 2 years, and I don't think many college baseball experts would have said, man, Arkansas is going to get beat by the likes of SEMO and TCU. But that's what happened. We had to endure that the last 2 years. So how do you balance like the dominance of the SEC in the regular season, the players, the coaches, everything else, and then also you look at some scores today and over the weekend, and you're like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like I know college baseball and postseason's weird, but there's got to be some self-reflection of sorts if you're the Southeastern Conference today.
I think the SEC as a whole probably is the best conference, but you can narrow it down to pretty much 3 teams probably that really look like they're a national championship type team when they put it all together. But yeah, it's really hard to make a great case for the SEC just after the way it's gone so far. I mean, yeah, you've still got some big names in there. Auburn, Arkansas, Tennessee, Ole Miss is barely hanging on. LSU looks like they may lose to Little Rock tonight.
What's the score? You were looking at your phone. What's the score currently of that game? I know Little Rock was up 5-3, but I haven't checked it. 8-4 Little Rock.
Yeah.
Forcing another game tomorrow potentially against the LSU Tigers. Man, wouldn't that be something? You looked it up. LSU is on Arkansas' side of the bracket.
Yes.
If Arkansas was to advance past Tennessee or Wake Forest this next weekend, and LSU, they get by Little Rock and get by whatever super regional opponent would be coming into Baton Rouge, that's who you'd face game 1.
Yep. If what I looked at was correct, that's the way the bracket look. It shows us playing the winner of the Baton Rouge regional, the first game in Omaha. That I know we're looking ahead, but it's not that far. I mean, it's not that far-fetched to say that, but you definitely want to take care of business next weekend. Hey, nobody's unbeatable. Everybody's good, but I know I keep saying this. The way if Arkansas gets hot, which it looks like they're starting to heat up a little bit, it's hard to beat Arkansas when there's a reason why everybody, well, not everybody, but they're the betting favorite, because most people who know baseball know how dangerous this offense is, and they know there's good pitching on this team. It's just all about putting it together at the right time, and going 3-0. That you can't ask for any better than that.
We're going to hear from Dave Van Horn coming up in just a sec. Tony texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. What a smooth regional. Good to see production throughout the lineup, and the team cruised with a lot more arms left in the pen. Again, they only went, think about it. So you had Beidelshees, you had Root, what was it, Jimenez. I think you've had 6, 8. I think you only used 8 pitchers the last 3 days. I think that's right. Just 8. I think double check on this. Okay, no, it might be one more than that. Root, Bybee, Eves, Fisher. That's 4. And then you had Jimenez, Coyle. Okay, she had 9. 9 pitchers the last 3 days. That's not a ton. I mean, there's still some guys in there. There's still room that you could have used. All right, Dave Van Horn again following Arkansas's win. Here was his opening statement after beating Creighton.
To me, our pitchers were amazing. And I think, obviously Creighton was a little tired. We didn't walk anybody. We struck out 20. We had 3 or 4 home runs. It was a great game to watch if you're a Razorback fan, I would think, and just really proud of the team.
I think everyone's proud of the team, including Sterling in Center Ridge, who's just phoned us in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Sterling, Arkansas heading to the Supers. Your thoughts on this regional, man?
It's pretty dominant. You always have another nervousness when it's your team, just because it's your team. But I always like to reflect after the fact and say, if I was watching this game and I was a fan of Arizona State, and I'm sitting here watching this game, what would be my thoughts on it? And then this whole weekend at this regional, and Arkansas looked as advertised as the high seed that they are and what they have done this whole season. So, I mean, it was just a great performance. Now, what does this mean for next week? Absolutely nothing. It's a whole new week, whole new ball game. Of all the sports, baseball is the most flukiest, the most random. Timely hitting and great pitching go a long way. It's the most stat misleading sport of them all. You can bat 250 and bat 500, and the guys at 250 could do the most damage, because his one swing could have been a grand slam, while you go 2 for 4 with two triples with nobody on, with 2 outs, and then the next guy behind you strikes out, and that's all for naught. You didn't do anything, but your stats, you're 500 hitter, while the other guy says 250. That's how random the game is. And for the team to play, and you got the good pitching, and that's going to be the main thing, is good pitching and timing here, and this talk. I know y'all just, y'all doing a show, and that's going to be the talk about the SEC and how did they deserve this or that? Are they truly better than everybody? They are. They are. This tournament, you can play this tournament. But you can play this tournament out, then play it the very next week all over again, and get a totally different outcome. That's just how all tournaments are. So people shouldn't get so caught up in the outcome of the tournament. I mean, it's just a tournament. You win or you lose. You play well or you don't. The course of the season tell you who were the best team, but who's going the way we determine a champion is this little amount of time right now. So I mean, the true proof in the pudding was the season. Now we're just trying to determine the champion to make it exciting, But I said all that to say this: great performance by the Hogs. Looking forward to next week, and I'm not gonna cheer for Tennessee or Wake Forest. I don't cheer for teams who I want to see, because it just seems like that's bad mojo.
Interesting.
They're both good. They both can beat you if you're not playing your best.
That's right. So I'm not gonna pick my poison. I'm just gonna let it play out and see now. Now other parts of the tournament, I do cheer for the SEC. I know it don't help Arkansas. I know Ruskin and them, they don't like that. They get pissed. But they don't like you cheering for your conference, all that. But it does make a difference when it comes to picking teams. When your conference is good and powerful, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt. And we see that in football all the time and in baseball and all the sports. But I know I'm rambling right now, but I'm very excited, very happy. I need to go to bed, but I'm going to finish this ULR game.
10-4? Hey, is it 10-4 right now, Sterling? Okay, 10-4, 3 outs left?
Yeah, 10-4.
Come on, Trojans. Pull it out. Pull it out, Sterling. Enjoy the rest of that game, man. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm going to guess that we might hear from you tomorrow on one of our shows as well. All right, good stuff, Sterling Center Ridge. You want to jump in here, do so. Lewis Automotive Group hotline is open. We hear more from Dave Van Horn. More updates from college baseball when we come back.
Here's my stuff. Try to hit it, I got the best defense behind me, so.
5 strikeouts out of 6 batters for the Batesville right-hander.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage is presented by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Our Best Bank, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
At Our Best Bank, we believe small businesses are the backbone of our communities. That's why we help businesses of all kinds find their strength. Whether you're just getting your business off the ground, planning for future growth, or managing the day-to-day, we want to help you thrive. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank. We believe.
A lot of life can happen between sips of Dasani. You know, the life moments, big and small, that are worth getting thirsty for. Like organizing a family movie night under the stars. Or hearing an old favorite song and having an impromptu dance party. Or finding a new dinner recipe that the whole family loves. The crisp, clean taste of Dasani was made for all of life's thirst-worthy moments. Dasani, because life happens between sips.
Do you want to be home every weekend, use brand new equipment, and make a competitive salary? Then let me tell you about Lavorne Lumber. They're looking to fill a regional over-the-road position. So if this sounds like a great next job opportunity for you, call 479-646-4685. That's 646-4685. 515 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith and online at Lavorne, Lovvorn lumber.com. Lavorne Lumber. Paying the bills, we'll take care of you.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Ty Richardson for Eastside Liquor, your #1 stop for the Hogs Run to Omaha. Every watch party, every event, they can take care of you at Eastside Liquor. Need your favorite beer or seltzer for the Hog Pen? They've got it all at Eastside Liquor. Stop by and see Dave and his team at 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Did I mention it's lake season 2? Regardless of the lake that you spend your summer, the only place you gotta stop before is Eastside Liquor.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage is presented by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Our Best Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
0-1 to Federico. Grounded right at first base. Played up on the grass by Robinette. Does a pirouette. Throws a strike to second. Eloy's return and Gackle's there. Rack him up. Perfect. 3-6-1 double play.
This is Hog Reaction.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. He struck him out, got him on a check swing, and the Rooster shouting on his way over the first base line. Yep, he's strutting to the dugout. Gage Wood has struck out a baker's dozen in 6 innings.
He's just a good pitcher. He was already starting before he got hurt. We just picked it up where he left off, but he had to get it all back together. When you miss 2 months in the middle of the season, it's hard because you're not just recovering, you're not throwing. And then pitchers, they got to build up. They get hurt if they don't. So we built him up for the first 3 or 4 weeks, and if we would have played longer last weekend, he would have pitched, and he would have been able to go 80 pitches or so. And tonight, he was right around 90. And honestly, he could have gone back out, but, that was enough.
Gage Wood, 6 innings pitched, only 3 hits given up, 13 strikeouts for the Batesville native that had himself quite an outing. Helps in Arkansas to the Super Regionals. And I hesitate to say send because you're staying home. That's the great thing about it. You stay at Bob Walker Stadium, you get a chance to play and continue to play at home, which is great. We do have a final in Baton Rouge as the Trojans have taken it over LSU and forcing a deciding final game in the Baton Rouge Regional. Congratulations to Chris Curry and company. I don't have the audio right now, but he's had some good quotes this weekend. We probably play some of that tomorrow on the Morning Rush. We'll probably hear some on halftime and some other shows as well. But congratulations to Little Rock advancing. And I say advancing, excuse me. Don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, but Little Rock again takes it over LSU.
I don't want to rain on the parade. I don't think they're going to beat LSU tomorrow, but wouldn't that be cool if they did? And we both made it to Omaha. That'd be pretty awesome.
10-4 the final, and I mean you. I don't know what regional. Maybe we look this up during the break, or you could look it up at the time. What regional is paired with Baton Rouge right now? Wouldn't that be something though? If Little Rock somehow made it through tomorrow and then made it through the Super Regional, wherever they go next weekend, and could advance where you play Arkansas.
So they're paired up with the Clemson Regional, which West Virginia won that regional.
So they'd go to Morgantown.
Yeah.
If that's LSU would host West Virginia if they were to win. But if LSU loses against Little Rock tomorrow, then the Trojans would go to Morgantown.
Yeah.
Which would be quite something. 877-377-6963 is the number. You can get in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Hey, Hog Reaction brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley. You give Chris a call at 479-646-6792, helping everyone in Fort Smith and surrounding areas, making sure you get the right coverage at the right price. See Dooley at shelterinsurance.com is Chris's email. By Arvest Bank, since 1961, Arvest has committed to its local communities. They're ready to help. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. And the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Get ready at the Stadium Shop on Razorback for next week. And I know they've had the Fayetteville Regional gear. Well, they're going to have the Supers gear next weekend. T-shirts, they've got jerseys, they've got hats, they've got it all. The great thing about it, buy one regular price clothing item, get the second one of equal or lesser value, half off. They've got everything you need, and I'm going to guess that we're going to be doing some stuff with Robert, Elizabeth, and Matthew once again at the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Big C, who we got on line number 2?
William in Lafayette.
William, you're on Hog Reaction following an 8-3 victory over Creighton tonight. What's going on?
Hogs look good. But I'm going to temper my expectations. That it's national championship or bust for me. But I'm going to enjoy the ride. Looks like we're coming together. 20 strikeouts, boys. What do y'all think about that?
It's one of the highest totals that they not just had in postseason, but collectively as a team. Corey Stewart is kind of the Hog stats. He's the one that always puts the highlights up on Twitter. I know he has a good tidbit or two of kind of where that ranks. You got to be pumped about it. They only use 2 pitchers. We got a text here from Tony talking about some of the guys that they didn't even use this weekend, like Fouch, Gibbler, McIntyre. Plenty of guys left in the tank for this next. And I say left in the tank, it's not like you overextended anyone by any stretch of the imagination this weekend. But yeah, William, you can't. I get the idea of tempering your expectations because you feel like you've been burned before. But I think a lot of Arkansas fans have confidence heading, whether it's Wake Forest or Tennessee coming in here next weekend.
Yeah, so 2 things, right? On our game, I love the attitude, right? I loved how Wood responded after giving up the 3 runs, came back out, dominant, right? Gackle out there, that attitude he had on the mound, just nails, right? I love that. The results are great, but just the command and the attitude. But, look, I'm in Lafayette, Louisiana. Half my dang family went to LSU on my dad's side. How about them Trojans, baby? How about them Trojans? I'm going to be crowing tomorrow morning when I get to the work.
Oh yeah, let them have it. Let them have it. William, appreciate the call. If you want to join us, again, our Lewis Automotive Group hotline 877-377-6963. Christian, other notable outcomes today. We talked about Vanderbilt losing. Florida goes down. What else stood out in today's action? Not just SEC related, but in all of college baseball from this weekend.
So many scores, obviously, because a lot of games. There was a ton of games played today. We talked about Vandy losing. Texas obviously going down. Ole Miss lives to play another day, and they force the winner take all game. Let's see. Coastal Carolina advances.
Oklahoma lives on. They'll play North Carolina tomorrow.
Yeah. Duke advances. And let's see. West Virginia, we talked about that earlier. Auburn pretty much cruised.
West Virginia came back. I think Kentucky was up like 3 or 4 runs.
Yeah,
they came roaring back in that game.
Yeah, they sure did. And obviously Louisville won that region. Yeah, a lot of winner-take-all games tomorrow. LSU, Little Rock. Ole Miss will play Murray State again. Southern Miss will play Miami again. Oklahoma looks like they're going to play North Carolina again. And then, let's see. We got Wake Forest and Tennessee tomorrow for a winner-take-all game. And Ole Miss and, I already said that, in Murray State. So, a lot of winner-take-all games tomorrow. And then we got 3 going on right now out in the West Coast. UCLA, UC Irvine. They're all snoozers. It's 8-2 in that one. Oregon State winning 9-1 over USC. Cal Poly losing 12-0 to Arizona. So it looks like Arizona.
Oh man, I was hoping Cal Poly would figure out a way. They had a walk off earlier in the day, and that was a pretty unbelievable game. Let's talk about Ryder Helfrich for a sec, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Ryder had himself an outstanding night once again. You think about where he was in the lineup early on in the season, and now he has moved to the 4-hole spot. Here's the bomb he hit from earlier tonight.
Throws a drive by Helfrich. Line drive deep to left. Got a chance. Get out of here. Helfrich hits another one. Boy, Ryder is just on fire. 13th home run of the season. It's his 5th over a 10-game hitting streak. The 3rd bomb for the homer in Razorbacks today to make it 6-0.
Basically every other game, he's homering as of late. He's in 329. He's been awesome. Continues to give Dave Van Horn reasons to put him higher up in the lineup as we're seeing in the 4-hole right now. So you can't give him enough credit for how much and behind the dish as well. I know sometimes when you have such production offensively, the defensive prowess and the effort doesn't get as much of get talked about as much, but he's been really, really good on that side of things as well. So again, Arkansas takes it 8-3 tonight. We roll on Hog Reaction here, presented by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Arvest Bank, and the Stadium Shop on Razorback next.
Here's my stuff. Try to hit it, I got the best defense behind me, so.
5 strikeouts out of 6 batters for the Batesville right-hander.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage is presented by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Our Best Bank, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Family, that's what sets us apart. Crabtree RV Center, founded in 1950 by E.J. and Allen Crabtree, family owned and operated, serving Arkansas for 74 years.
I've been working full-time here at Crabtree RV since 1996 after graduating from the University of Arkansas, where I'm proud to carry on my grandparents' legacy.
I know if Mom and Dad could see Crabtree RVs today, they would be so proud.
Crabtree RV Center in Alma, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
It's almost summertime. That means barbecues, graduations, weddings, and gathering with friends. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6 inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Can you explain the infield fly rule? Neither can I, but I can help you navigate a variety of legal issues, from divorce to personal injury to estate planning. I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions, a new law firm offering affordable flat fees with payment plans available. You get an ace at the price of a minor leaguer. Now that sounds like a grand slam to me. Call Mock Legal Solutions for your free consultation. 479-769-1505. Real advice, reasonable price.
Big changes are coming. In order to serve you better, Metters Lumber is joining Ace Hardware. We will remain locally owned and operated, so you can expect the same great service, but with lower pricing and better selection. We'll have exciting new brands to serve more of your needs. Come by and check out our deeply discounted merchandise as we make room for new products at Metters Lumber Company in Alma, Ozark in Clarksville.
Injuries don't wait for an appointment, so why should you? Ozark Orthopedics is here with expert orthopedic care whenever and wherever you need it. Visit Orthopedic Urgent Cares in Bentonville and Fayetteville. Open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. No appointment necessary. Need immediate care? Download the HURT app, a 100% free tool connecting you to an orthopedic injury expert anytime, anywhere. Ozark Orthopedics, getting you back to the activities you love. Learn more at ozark-ortho.com.
Superior Siding and Windows have been improving homes in Fort Smith and the River Valley for over 44 years. Whether your need is siding, vinyl windows, doors, or gutters, Superior Siding is the one to call if you want it done right the first time. Call 479-646-7888 for a free estimate. 100% financing is available, and Superior Siding has AAA rating with Better Business Bureau. Superior Siding, your first call, 479-646-7888.
Up to $10,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off. Or lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer EV with hands-free driving assistance and goes 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $900 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage is presented by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Our Best Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
0-1 to Federico. Grounded right at first base. Played up on the grass by Robinette. Does a pirouette. Throws a strike to second. The Loys return and Gackle's there. Rack him up. Perfect. 3-6-1 double play.
This is Hog Reaction.
The payoff. Swing and a miss. Pack your bags, Road Runners. You're headed to the Supers.
And I want to say that was their first.
It's their first
wins.
ever. It's their first ever Super Regional.
Yeah, first ever Super Regional, but also say in the NCAA tournament, it's their first ever wins as well. So congratulations to University of Texas San Antonio, the Roadrunners, defeating the mighty Longhorns of Texas in their own ballpark in the regional. Pour gasoline on it. Let them have it. Heard William and
we
Lofton.
really shot. I mean, you know, they wanted to beat Texas so bad, and I just never really. After Texas came to Fayetteville and we swept them the way we did, I know they won the SEC, and even Schlossnagle said it's harder to win the SEC than it is to win a national championship. I don't really know if that's true. I don't think. I mean, he didn't get out of his regional, but you know, Texas never really impressed me. I know they kind of cruised there early in the season, but you just kind of always felt like they were gonna end up stumbling somewhere. I didn't expect it to be in their regional, but. Yeah, it's shocking. UTSA, man, they went and took it. They were the better team.
They showed another graphic tonight, and I had not realized. I guess I just assumed, you know what they say about assuming. I just assumed Jim Schlossnagle and TCU had won a national championship. TCU, Texas A&M, and now Texas. No. In fact, if I remember right, he had one more College World Series appearance, or one more or one less than Dave Van Horn. Mike Martin was on there. I'm forgetting the fourth coach that they had on that graphic. But Texas has this incredible baseball tradition of multiple national championships and an insane amount of College World Series. It's been a minute for them. Hopefully that dry spell continues, but it is something that you can laugh at here at 12:12 on a Sunday morning / Monday, or excuse me, Sunday night / Monday morning as we move and continue to talk in the wee hours of the night as the Longhorns go down. And listen, you've been the brunt of jokes the last 2 years. Let's be honest. People, even in 2021, when you lost to NC State, you felt people were in pain, and I don't blame you. But luckily, at least you've gotten through this regional. And now think about this. With the finality of what Texas and Vanderbilt season have become non-existent, it's over. You're the highest seed left. You're the highest seed in the NCAA tournament left with both Texas and Vanderbilt gone. That can be good. That can be bad. Here's where I come. Sterling had a call earlier talking about room for SEC teams. The more SEC teams you play the next few weeks, the less likely you are to win a national championship.
That's very true.
So when I see an SEC team lose, the conference standing is fine. You've won the last 5 or 6 national titles.
Look,
doesn't really matter.
I'm greedy, man. I don't care about the conference. I want to this year more importantly, just because we're still searching for that first championship. I don't care if it's not going to be a cakewalk to the title
regardless if you go through an SEC team or not. You're exactly right, but the road is less difficult if there are less SEC teams involved.
Oh, for sure.
And not that you haven't been beat by 2 Big 12 teams the last couple of years, or you weren't beat by an ACC school back in 2021 or in 2019. I think it was Florida State that eliminated you. I think it was Florida State and Virginia, if I remember that right. So, I mean, you've lost to non-SEC teams in Omaha before. I'm not making light of that. Just putting 2 and 2 together when it comes to that. So the teams that have it, I guess, have games tomorrow. We brought this up earlier. Ole Miss stays alive in their own regional as they'll take on Murray State tomorrow. LSU, the Trojans had to stay alive today, which they did, so they'll take on LSU tomorrow. Oklahoma and North Carolina, and then Wake Forest and Tennessee, 5 o'clock. I know a lot of you will tune into that to see who Arkansas's opponent is going to be. Is it going to be Tony Vitello, who has only 2 wins, I think, against Dave Van Horn?
Yeah.
If memory serves me correct.
Yeah.
And I want to say Dave has 12 or 13 against him. So maybe that's something you want. I personally don't love the matchup. I'd rather play Wake Forest. I don't think you just beat Tennessee, and some people were like, oh, it's in our mind. We could beat these guys. I don't like when matchups are that.
The stakes are going to be a lot higher.
Yeah, not that Arkansas can't handle that. I don't like having that return series so quickly. That turnaround being what it is in the setup. The good thing about tonight is when you look up and down the lineup, Davalon, hit. Viva Loy, hit. Maxwell, 2 hits, 2 bombs. Ryder Helfrich, a home run. Cam Kojal, hit. Kahil Loy, he got a hit. I know he struggled a little bit. His batting average is still .335.
Wow.
That's incredible. Reese Robinette, hit. Justin Thomas, hit. Is Iredale, was it Yeah. Iredale and Davalon were nope. Iredale was the only guy. So 8 of your 9 guys tonight in the batting order. I don't know, Kendall came in. 8 of the 9 got hits. That's what teams have to deal with you as the Arkansas baseball team. It wasn't like that at all last year. And think about some of these teams that have gone on to win national championships just in recent memory. Like Tennessee just was they had great hitting and pitching last year. Then 2023, it was LSU. It was Paul Cruz. It was Tommy Tanks. And then, of course, Paul Skeens was on that team. 22, Ole Miss got insanely hot hitting the baseball. Unbelievable. Mississippi State hit the baseball really well in postseason. Vanderbilt. It is encouraging to me. I know they didn't hit the ball great in game 1. But in the 2 more pivotal games of the series against Creighton, they hit the ball really well in both games, 12-1 and 8-3. You're gonna win a lot of postseason games if you score 8 or more runs. And I know the competition's gonna get a little better next week, but I want to say I want to add this in as well. Ed Service, who was Creighton's coach tonight, who Dave Van Horn talked very glowingly.
See ya. No.
Yeah, well, he's no longer coaching college baseball. This was going to be his final year, his final potential weekend, and of course it's now come to that. Just a happy guy. Just listening to Dave. I mean, Dave touched on him 2 or 3, 4 times in that press conference. There is a lot of mutual respect between those two. I think Dave Van Horn said in his second season, while Dave was at Nebraska, he was hired in Omaha to coach Creighton. So I just thought that was anytime he just looked like he was enjoying himself in what was now we know as his final weekend coaching college baseball. It's been there a long, long time. A long, long time. So I just wanted to make sure to get that in there on Ed Service because he looked like he was, despite the losses, he was enjoying every moment of this weekend.
Yeah, he's a class guy. I was just joking. I watched
I know
some of the interviews with him and stuff, and it sucks when any a longtime coach ends their career. I'm sure it's emotional for him and the players right now, but I'm glad it happened. And a caller just brought up an interesting point, which
Let's hear it.
So how do you attack the Super Regional with pitching? Do you start Root again and keep Gage Wood going in game 2?
Well, Root would be on 1 day's less rest. 6 days is still a lot. Now, I say that, you don't know what your schedule is. We don't know if Arkansas will play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So if it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you start Root game 1. I don't think there's any question, any debate. Root's your game 1 starter. Then after that, depending on how it goes, I would probably start Gage Wood in game number 2. And you hope you just take 2 games so you don't have to worry about game 3. I don't know if it would be Jimenez. I don't know if they'd go Beidelshees. I don't know who they would pitch in that situation. But I would go Root, and then I would go Wood. Even if it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Root gets a day's less rest, I'm still pitching Zach Root in that Friday game. What do you think, Christian?
Yeah, I don't. It's hard. You can really overthink a Super Regional. So yeah, I think you go with your best arm in game 1 because that first game obviously is pivotal. But do you save your next guy for like a possible game 3, or do you just try to win game 2 and hopefully you win game 2 and obviously it's done? But yeah, like I said the other night, I liked the outing Beidelshees had. It looked like he had good stuff going. If he's pitching like that, he's as good as any of them. He's just he's just got to be on. But yeah, I trust that Dave Van Horn. He's done this many times. He's gonna do the right thing. Yeah, I think a lot of it depends on rest, like you said. Is it 6-day rest? Is it a week of rest? And kind of how that plays out. But I don't think you really mess with it right now. We still don't know, obviously, who the game 3 starter would be, honestly, because I brought up the question the other night: is Jimenez going to be a starter going forward, or was that just a one-time thing? That's kind of what I'm waiting to see. Also,
yeah, I don't know if you can necessarily stay, whether it's Dave Van Horn, Matt Hobbs, or any other fan. Hey, you have a defined third starter. You have a defined Friday guy in Root. I know Woods pitched in that third slot role, but I think he's your second guy. Don't know who that game 3 is. Hey, we've got one more segment coming up here on Hog Reaction. Your final chance to get in on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. We return after this.
Here's my stuff. Try to hit it, I got the best defense behind me. So
5 strikeouts out of 6 batters for the Batesville right-hander.
You're listening to Hog Reaction.
Exclusive coverage is presented by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Our Best Bank, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Kofer's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Kofer's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Axis wake surf boats, Camus bass boats, and Kofer's has recently added the luxury line of Harris pontoons. Kofer's experienced professionals will answer all of your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service is second to none. Plus, they have the best boat storage option in town. Find them online at Kofers.com. That's COPATRS.com. Kofer's Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971.
After I drop the kids off, I have to run across town for a meeting, hit the gym during lunch. Jake has soccer tonight, and Emily has gymnastics? Oh, did I turn on the crock pot this morning?
With the never-ending to-do list, it's easy to forget something important, like setting up a life insurance plan with Shelter Insurance. Your local Shelter agent can show you how to create a safety net for your family. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
See Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Ted McAvoy and Van Buren.
Come see Cody and the gang on Advanced Mechanical Performance. You can find them at 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Need repair or service for your ATV or UTV? Advanced Mechanical Performance can do it all, as well as taking care of all of your power sports parts accessory needs. Give them a call today at 434-4161. That's 434-4161. Or stop by 3201 Wheeler Avenue. Advanced Mechanical Performance. It's what you should be striving for.
Up to $10,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off. Or lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer EV with hands-free driving assistance and go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $900 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage is presented by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Our Best Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
0-1 to Federico. Grounded right at first base. Played up on the grass by Robinette. Does a pirouette. Throws a strike to second. Aloy's return and Gackle's there. Rack him up. Perfect 3-6-1 double play.
This is Hog Reaction.
You know, we've talked a lot about Arkansas's offense tonight, and deservedly so. 8-3 the final. They had a lot of hits tonight, 9 when you count them up, several home runs. But defensively, they were there as well. Pitching, again, we can't give enough compliments to Gabe Gackle and Gage Wood. Really throughout the series, throughout the regional, Arkansas's pitching was there. And I know Dave Van Horn was was very, very enthused and happy about that. We got a question from Greg in Fort Smith here on the Loose Automotive Group hotline asking about the walk-up song in the Fayetteville Regional. Well, you're supposed to be unbiased when you're calling out guys' names for the Fayetteville Regional, which I think John Williams has done a good job of that. But yeah, there's no I guess there's no walk-up songs, Christian, for the NCAA tournament with the setup.
I didn't hear any. I did hear, obviously for the pitchers they do that, but for the hitters, I don't believe they do. I didn't know Gage Wood's walk-up song is Rooster.
Rooster
by Allison Change. It's a pretty good song.
Out and about. Rick texting in here on Facebook. I love Texas losing as almost as much I want the Hogs to win. Words are starting to get jumbled together a little bit. Yeah, it was something to watch the Texas Longhorns go down and get knocked out of their regional. I know we're going to have a lot of reaction coming up on Chuck and Bo, the Morning Rush, Halftime Ruskin and Zach tomorrow. And I would guess there's going to be just as many texts, just as many calls about Texas losing than there will be about Arkansas advancing.
Slosh Nagel said something after the game. I think he was asked about the crowd or something, and he's like, it's hard to get the crowd going when 75% of them went to UTSA or something like that.
Oh, did he really?
He said 70. Yeah, according to him, over half the crowd went to UTSA.
Apparently,
even if you're a Texas,
I guess Texas fans didn't. I don't know what he was getting at.
Yeah,
if Texas fans didn't show up or whatever. I do know this. I know Bob Walker Stadium's going to be rocking this next weekend as well. Yeah. Not that it wasn't this weekend, but I mean, you heard Kevin Fitzgerald on the broadcast. Of course, Phil and Bubba do a fantastic job, really giving you an inside feel, an in-depth perspective on what's going on at Baum Walker Stadium. But they were very, very highly spoken, well spoken of. I'm trying to think of the word. They were very had some thoughtful things to say about Baum Walker Stadium. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm thinking about waking up here in about 3.5 hours from now, getting up and getting ready for the shows and everything else tomorrow. But just to, again, you did what you needed to do, and now it's just kind of a wait and see game with Tennessee and Wake Forest and which opponent that you're going to play. Christian? We have any other highlights that we maybe picked up from the game you think are worth playing here?
Listen to JT's 3-run bomb. That was pretty much. It got everything going. Opened the floodgates.
Swing and a drive deep to left center field. Way back. Get out of here. It's 5-0. Thomas hits a 3-run homer on a hanging curveball.
That's your 9-hole hitter.
Yep.
Your 9-hole hitter. That is, what is JT hitting right now? That's hitting 290.
Yeah.
He's hitting 290, and he's in your 9-hole. That's something. That is something. You're starting to see reasons why this baseball team is number one when it comes to odds to win the College World Series. Now, that doesn't mean it's coming to fruition. I think we all know that. But this regional, I mean, at any point, think about this. At any point here in the last 3 days, did you ever truly feel that Arkansas was going to lose a game? No. I know there were moments where it was a little rocky, a little like, what's happening? A little slow, sluggish start on Friday. But, I mean, the last 2 days, 12-1 and 8-3. I know Gage giving up home run. By the way, Dave had this to say when talking about that ball that they felt like could have gotten him out of the inning, then the 3-run shot. Here's what Dave Van Horn had to say about not just Gage Wood, but the rest of the pitching staff.
1-2 pitch. And umpire made a comment to Ryder because he's a good umpire. Jason's a good umpire, and he says a half a ball off. That's kind of tough to swallow. Sure enough, you got, a walk and a single and then a 3-run homer. And you're just kind of shaking your head. And I always tell the guys the game could turn on one pitch, one play, one call. I mean, think about the line drive that we hit that the second baseman almost caught. He catches a double play and it's over. 4 pitches later, it's a 3-run homer. I mean, sometimes you love this game and sometimes you hate it. It depends on what side you're on.
Depends on what side you're on. Well, Arkansas was on the winning side tonight, 8-3. One more. I know I told y'all one more segment, but we got one more segment coming up here on Hog Reaction, brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, Arvest Bank, and Shelter Insurance agent Chris Dooley. We get to it next.
Here's my stuff. Try to hit it, I got the best defense behind me. So
5 strikeouts out of 6 batters for the Batesville right-hander.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage is presented by Shelter Insurance agent Chris Dooley, Our Best Bank, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Up to $10,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $10,000 off, or lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer EV with hands-free driving assistance and go 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds for as low as $900 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself.
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call my friend J.T. Finley at 479-521-4220.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Did you get us switched over to Shelter Insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did. Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Agent Randy Milam in Alma or Agent Brandon Zimmerman in Barling.
It's Ty Richardson with owner and operator Cecil Gardner with Jazzco Graphics, now 17 years in the industry. Cecil, this is the one-stop shop.
Yes, Jazzco Graphics Design, the one-stop shop, 2415 Midland, for your customer buck order.
Why ESPN 95.3?
I really enjoy listening in, and it keeps my day going while I'm at work. Jazzco Graphics Design, 2415 Midland. It's on the corner of Midland and Kelly. Jazzco Graphics, the one-stop shop.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Kofer's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Kofer's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Axis wake surf boats, Camus bass boats, and Kofer's has recently added the luxury line of Harris pontoons. Kofer's experienced professionals will answer all of your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service is second to none. Plus, they have the best boat storage option in town. Find them online at Kofers.com. That's COPHERS.com. Kofer's Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, it's Phil Elson. James Teague with the Teague Law Firm is back for another season on Halftime, Fridays at 12:15. Sometimes families have disputes just like baseball teams. You need someone in your bullpen to help with guardianships, adoption, and child support. The Teague Law Firm is that go-to reliever, and they can help with criminal law such as traffic offenses, DWIs, and more. Call James and the Teague Law Firm at 479-877-1688. Online at teague-law.com. The Teague Law Firm. If they can't help you, they'll talk baseball.
He struck him out swinging.
Your home is your biggest asset. So when you decide to add a sunroom, a patio cover, a new driveway, or new windows, you need to call a company you can trust. Sawyers has been part of your community for over 30 years. They're insured, licensed, and have 100% financing for all of their products. Take all the worry out of your next project. Call Sawyers and let them handle it from permitting to completion. Sawyers, serving the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas with a full showroom located in Fort Smith or online at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to Hog Reaction. Exclusive coverage is presented by Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley, Our Best Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
0-1 to Federico. Grounded right at first base. Played up on the grass by Robinette. Does a pirouette. Throws a strike to second. Eloy's return and Gackle's there. Rack him up. Perfect. 3-6-1 double play.
This is Hog Reaction.
Christian Johnston here, coming to you one last time, wrapping things up here on Hog Reaction as Arkansas defeats the Creighton Blue Jays for the second time in the Fayetteville Regional, and this win will send them to the Super Regionals as they will play either the winner of Tennessee and Wake Forest, who will play the final and deciding game tomorrow, I guess today technically, as we are 39 minutes after midnight. Offense and pitching. What a performance, really the entire regional, especially the last two games. You outscore Creighton, I believe, let's do the math, 21-4 in two games. The pitching was superb, and we hope that that continues next weekend as Arkansas will host again in the Super Regionals. Again, one last segment. We're brought to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback, Arvest Bank here, and Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley. If you want to get in, 877-377-6963. I know a lot of fans out there pretty much pumped up about how this team played. I know I am. I know there's always a little bit of worry as we head into the postseason, how the team's going to play. Are their minds going to be in it? Are they going to play good baseball? And I think they answered the bell for sure in the Fayetteville Super Regional. And a lot of interesting scores around the country. I know we talked about some of them earlier. Little Rock, University of Arkansas at Little Rock, beats LSU tonight 10-4, and they will play a winner-take-all game against LSU later on tonight. And that would be quite the upset if LSU is eliminated in their own regional, but still one more game to play. I don't know if Euler has it in them, but we will see. And Arkansas again with the win, 8-3, pitching, hitting. It was a little bit of all. It was a little bit of both. You had a great combination, and we went through some of the home runs. It was another pretty much home run barrage by the Razorbacks. Maxwell started it off. Here was that call.
Swing and a high fly ball to left field, carrying. Sailors is back, reaching for the wall, and it's out of here! Logan Maxwell makes it 2-0 in the first inning, and the homer and Hogs hit another one. 7 home runs, not even the first inning of the third game of this regional is complete. Swing and a drive. Deep to left center field. Way back. Get out of here. It's 5-0. Thomas hits a 3-run homer on a hanging curveball. Throws a drive by Helfrich. Line drive deep to left. Got a chance. Get out of here. Helfrich hits another one. Boy, Ryder is just on fire. 13th home run of the season. It's his fifth over a 10-game hitting streak. The third bomb for the homer and Razorbacks today to make it 6-0. Stretch at 0-2. He struck him out swinging. The 20th strikeout of the ball game ends it. This regional belongs to the Razorbacks. A 3-0 weekend ahead of the Supers.
As you just heard there, Phil Elson on the call as Arkansas cruises tonight, 8-3, and they are heading to the Super Regionals. This has been Hog Reaction. It's been a fun show, and stay tuned to our shows coming up later today as we will break it all down across our ESPN Arkansas radio stations and throughout the week as we are getting ready for the Super Regionals next weekend. Still some great games left to be decided. And then tomorrow we should know all of the Super Regional matchups as we are almost through the regional rounds here in the NCAA baseball tournament. All right, it's Christian Johnston here with you. Brought you Hog Reaction, again, presented by the Stadium Shop, Arvest Bank, and Shelter Insurance agent Chris Dooley. Appreciate everybody listening. Go Hogs, and we'll see you again soon.